We got our Champions League draw. It starts off pretty well, and then it gets really hairy towards the end. And you know what? I'm bored with this intro screen. Let's change it up. Hey, let's get into some Project Palermo. Welcome to the all-new DP Dome. We have an actual dome, and I think it's pretty awesome. This is a DP Dome. I am your old mate DP, and this is Project Palermo, trying to take Palermo FC from the depths of Serie B to European glory, winning Serie A, and a whole bunch of other things. Since you were last here, quite a bit has happened. Namely, I had a power outage, and I lost all of my recording stuff on my computer, hence the rebuild, which I think is pretty cool. We've got angled game stuff down the bottom and all sorts of fanciness, but we won't talk about that at length because you all want to know what's been going on since you were last here. We had our Champions League draw. Our first match will be against Olympiacos. We played them last season, but before that, we have to play against Lazio in Serie A, and that should be fun. Other results have gone our way. So you were here for the match against Frosinone. We also beat Sassuolo 2-0 and Udinese 2-1. We've still got some injury concerns. The gift is out for another couple of weeks. He has got a poorly ankle, which is a bit sad. And also Wachara Makmi has a red glowy ankle as well, which is a bit sad. The other thing I wanted to talk to you a lot about is have a look at, not that, click the wrong button. Our money, £58.5 million in the bank. That buys a whole lot of Pringles, and the graph is just insane. So we joined like around here somewhere, 2025, 24, sounds about right, somewhere around here. So we've never really gone too far into debt, but now with the Champions League money, holy moly, this is a whole new world. None of that matters though. We are going to play some football against Lazio and hopefully pick up a victory. And to do that, this is the team we'll be putting out. So we've got Falcone in goal, Gallo, Maturo, and Mercandali as the centre-backs with Guerreri on the right, Fontanils as our defensive midfielder, Lavia and Graziani in the centre. Graziani, I realised, was still on rehab training, so I fixed that. And he's coming along nicely as a midfielder. We saw that cracking goal, which was amazing. And I've got big hopes for Graziani. He's going to be great. Jordanov on the left, Chuana on the right, or Takauna, Big Tuna, and Zakir up front. Tammy Abraham starting on the bench for this one because Zakir, it's just scoring more goals. Well, that's not true. They've scored about the same amount so far this season, but that's irrelevant. Tammy Abraham can come off the bench. I want Zakir to be awesome, and Tammy Abraham's 31. Zakir is much younger and needs to develop. We have been on a good run lately. Go out and impress me. We're sitting in the European places already this season. We may not need a late surge if we can continue our good run of form. 3 matches on the bounce, and we'd love a good result here to fire us up before we have to go and take on the European giants of Olympiacos. Right. Off we go. Let's get into the game, and hopefully the curse of everything else I've touched in Football Manager over the last couple of weeks goes away. Streaming Deadpool FC over on Twitch, which you can go and check out at your leisure. Come and join us. It's a ton of fun. Yeah, the last stream was awful, and we lost like 5 games on the bounce before winning the last one of the stream. And I started an offline save in Iceland and narrowly avoided relegation from the lowest playable division there. So I've not been having a great time with Football Manager recently, but Palermo, a glowing ray of loveliness and sunshine, although we've not got the ball here, and Lazio are just sort of dancing around us, which is a bit of a concern. I'd love to get the football back so we can do some goal things. That would be heaps fun. Solanke's just burst through our lines there and scored. We're going to berate them because that was terrible defending. Absolutely awful, and I'm not having it. They just split us in half. Ball here, straight through, and this was Maturo. Just let him get away. Falcone really should have done better. Either coming out to narrow the angle or just getting something on that would have been great. He didn't know, and now we're 1-0 down with a ton of work to do. I've berated them for it. It was poor defending. Always berate when they do something dumb and silly. It's the only way they'll learn. I'm aware Otto Graziani's being played out of position. I put him there. Thanks, game. Right. How are we doing for possession? We are not dominating the way I'd normally like us to. We're not going to man-mark Solanke. We're just going to have to do better. And Jordanov's injured. These injuries are piling up at a rate of knots. And I do not care for it. And now we get to play two-star player on the left-hand side. Fantastic. Confirm those changes and we're going to go attacking. No point sitting back on positive if we're chasing the game. This vexes me greatly. Okay, heading into half-time. Minimise the damage. Been terrible so far. Sort it out. And we just give everybody a little pump of the fist and tell them to keep going and do better. Just be better. That's all I'm asking for. Just be better, generally. A lot better. I'll keep saying it and maybe it'll resonate with the lads. Here's Akir, the youngster. Rounds all of the defenders, cuts inside and just blazes over the crossbar. Although it seems the goalkeeper got a touch on that because we've won a corner. Fair enough. And here's Akir, crosses in, looking for a pink shirt, can't find one. Gallo collects his Fontanils to Graziani, loses the ball, Mercandali, highlight ends. That was just, are you serious? Another injury. That is not ideal at all. Danilic is going to have to come on. Anyone else we want to make a change for? Not really. We're doing okay, but we're just not exactly lighting it up here. Encourage the boys. We're still on the attacking instruction, and we've seemed to be playing better. Here's Graziani with the free kick. He can score him from there. He's hit the woodwork. Really good attempt on goal from Graziani. He's going to be a superstar. He really is. To get a shot like that on target is really good work. Rounds his defender there. Crosses into the area. Keeper's wise to our antics. And no go for us. Chuana now is tired. And I don't believe I have another right-sided player available because usually it'd be Jordanov. So Ulich can go over there. We'll bring on Tammy Abraham. And in the midfield, Graziani's tired. So Burr can come on. What's the best way around here? What do you do, Burr? What are you for? Maybe not. Maybe Kaseo? Yeah. I like that a bit better. All right. Confirm that. The game's still going on behind all that, by the way. Apologies. Hadn't noticed. Right. Lazio have collected the ball. They're looking to launch a counter-attack. If we can win it back here, that would be great. And then we can just go and smack him in the face. Metaphorically speaking. By smack him in the face, I mean score a goal. Let's not actually smack anybody in the face. Because that would probably result in a lead card. Lead card? A lead card would be super harsh. A red card, although still not desirable, preferable in those situations. There are certain teams in the world I wouldn't mind being issued with a lead card, but, you know, poison and things like that, it's not really my stuff. Goodness me. And that is just not ideal. At all. I've used all our stoppages and I can't make any more changes. That's not great. Encourage the lads. Yeah, looking for Lavia, no joy. Nurakim from range! What a goal from Edwin Nurakim! From miles out. And he has buried that. I rate that effort. Jolly good show. Let's have another look at this one. So Takir crosses in. Lavia's got no legs. Couldn't get there, but Nurakim on the volley. Or half volley. First time. Top corner. Lovely strike. And now we've got a football game on our hands. Okay. We're edging possession. Let's just stop working the ball into the box. And just go nuts, gentlemen. We're going to go very attacking because something's got to give here. I don't want to lose. I'd like to win if we can. Or at least get a draw. Let's get a point. I'm a coward. I've changed it back to attacking already. That lasted a few seconds because they're on the attack And I can feel us getting punished. And we have been. That's incredibly frustrating. After such a lovely goal to get us back in front, well, not even on level terms. Pull it back within a goal, and then we concede this. And Falcone's got to do better there. You can tell by his match rating, he's on a 6.3. He is to blame for this one. Berate them. Just not good enough today. And now we will go very attacking because there's nothing else we can do. Everybody's exhausted, which bodes ill for our upcoming Champions League fixture. We've given the ball away far too cheaply and we're running out of time. You need to get a wriggle on, gentlemen. Gallo's lost the ball there because he's not got the legs to get onto the end of it. All of our defenders are exhausted and we're probably going to concede a late, painful goal here. Gallo can only get it out that far. And that's the problem. When your players tire, they just make silly mistakes. They're not as sharp and nowhere near as productive. But Zakir's making a run here, finds Kasaya, runs it into the area, shoots, and it's, I mean, just a waste of an opportunity, really. He had Abraham in support. The whistle's going to go any second, and we've not got time for an equaliser. And especially not when we make attempts to play the ball like that. Not good enough. Should have won that. Defenders, I'm not happy with the defensive work. I'm not happy with the playmakers. And I'm not happy with the attackers. And we're going to have a chat to Falcone in between the games because that, my friends, is not good enough. As it stands, we're in 5th place. But Atalanta, Roma have a game in hand on us. Bologna as well. Milan. So we could drop further down the pecking order, which is not ideal by any stretch of the imagination. But it is what it is, and we'll make do. So I will be back shortly after I've screamed at the goalkeeper, and I'll catch up with you lot when we face Olympiacos. It's game day, away to Olympiacos. So we're off on a Greek odyssey. Fantastic. And a little bit has gone on. Our transfer budget's been increased by about £3 million-ish, or 2 and a bit. I'll see if I can find the inbox message. There we go. Let me just switch over so you lot can see it. But £3 million as part of the Garang Kuol transfer. That's right. So he's still off in Saudi Arabia, scoring goals and playing games, an average rating of a 7. He's doing quite well. 40 appearances for them and 20 goals. So he's having a lovely time, but some extra money for that. And the injury crisis has worsened, although the gift is back in training. So he's got a yellow ankle now, but he's still going to be out for another 5 to 10 days. I've tried to put him in the rehab and it won't let me. So that is a problem. And I'm not sure why that is. But regardless, that's the situation. Let's have a look at the squad for this game because we're playing Olympiacos. So let's go and do that. Our first Champions League match of the campaign this season. And hopefully we can get off to a flyer. I am going to swap out and we'll play Tammy in this one. See if he can go. So the squad looks a little bit differently because we picked up 2 decent sized injuries in that game. By the way, Yordanov is out for another 3 weeks. And Guerreri, who we splashed the cash on, he's out for another couple of weeks. So, yeah, the injuries are very much piling up and it's a problem. Big, big problem. Falcone in goal, Gallo at left back, Maturo, Mercandali, and then Danilic on the right. Berg gets a nod as a defensive midfielder. Lavia and Graziani as the central mids. Nurakim gets a start after his wonder goal in the last match. Juna on the right and Tammy Abraham up front. Graziani, by the way, before we jump in, has now progressed to be unconvincing as a central midfielder. So he is getting there at a rate of knots. That little circle is going to be green in no time. I've selected a substitute outside the match squad. I don't believe I have. There we go. Fixed. I fixed it. Our bench is bare bones. We can replace the midfielders. That's about it. And then we can bring on kids if we need to. But these injuries really hurt in terms of flexibility and fitness for our players. And I'm starting to understand why you're allowed to have 15 subs in Serie A, because it turns out you need them. If you have more players, you can rotate a bit more and keep them fit. So we've all learned something today. There is your first-rate hot football manager tip for today. You're very welcome. But Olympiacos is a team we beat last season, if I remember correctly, convincingly, and I would very much like to do that again. Jesus, Champions League stuff is pretty. This is only, what, like last season, this season, my only experience in the Champions League with FM24, and I would like it to be successful. If we can equal last season's effort, get through to a quarter-final, that would be amazing. Most important thing is to get the campaign underway with a really good start today. Berg over to Gallo. Gallo cuts inside to Lavia. He shoots and hits the woodwork. Was not far away from opening the scoring after just 3 minutes right there. We just need a better performance than we had in that last game, more than anything. Olympiacos probably less of a challenge than our previous opponents, but still, we need to be wary. They're in our attacking third here, or our defensive third, and we've conceded, and that is just miserable. Absolutely miserable. Defenders are appealing for offside. Is the goal going to be allowed? Is it going to be disallowed? Nobody knows. We're waiting for the VAR, and the goal is given. Ugh. Ugh. It's terrible. Why are we letting them saunter in like this? Cover it, gentlemen. Not good enough. The game's just decided it hates me. I think that's all it is. As I mentioned before, my last week or so with Football Manager has not been pleasant, and I don't have an explanation for it other than the game is just angry with me. I've upset the FM gods somehow, and they're not having it. I've switched it to attacking because we have to get into this game. We can't lose to this lot. There's no way. And right now, we are just trapped in our own defensive third, and we can't get out. Maybe we can get out now. Here we go. Throw in from Gallo. Nurakin over to Maturo. Excuse me. Tammy Abraham comes central and deeper because he's a deep lying forward. It's kind of what we want him to do. Just pull the defenders out of position and then make his runs. Gallo now charging down the left-hand side. Crosses in. June is underneath it. Heads, and that is up and over the bar. These looping headers are doing my brain in. Just get them on target, gentlemen. Gratiani doing Gratiani things there. Tammy Abraham is tall. Look at him in the engine. He's massive. I like it. Alco moved way too late for that shot, and I don't care for it. Come on, you pack of morons. Like, we were on fire, and then I take a week or so off, and as Football Manager so often does, it's reset the random number generator and decided everything I touch turns to poop within this game. At the moment, Still, it's going to be fine. We're going to get back into this game right here, right now. Gallo over to Nurakin. Plays inside. Slavia, he shoots. And that's hit the woodwork, come back and hit the goalkeeper, and somehow avoided hitting the back of the net. Terrible so far. Sorted out. I'm not happy with the defensive work. You're not controlling the game. And I'm not happy with your finishing. I just don't know what to do. We don't have the players who can change it up on the bench. Chiquinho, remember him? He's in this Olympiacos squad. So he wasn't good enough for us. We need to be doing better. Unless it's a different Chiquinho, which it might well be. Lavia's in again here. He's not the player that should be attacking like that. Gratiani set to the midfielder on attack. He should be the one making these runs. He's not though. And it annoys me. Berg cuts inside. Plays the ball in. There's a foul there that has gone unpunished. The V's tied. He needs to come off. We'll throw on Kasea on that side. Tammy's not showing up at all. Let's change his role. What do you want to be? Pressing forward? Be pressing forward and attack for me. There we go. See what happens there. Collected the ball at the back, but we're sitting very, very narrow and bunched up. We need to spread the play. We play it back to the goalkeeper to facilitate exactly that. Tripping over my tongue. Gallo plays it forward. Finds Nurakin. He needs some help because he's been mobbed by 3 players. He finds Gallo in support. Plays it forward again. It's Nurakin. Back to Gallo. Some nice wall passing there to progress the ball forward slowly. Berg now plays it through. Finds Nurakin. Cuts inside. Rounds the defender into Tammy Abraham. And that is his 3rd goal of the season. And my word, did we need that one. Changing role. Down to me. Tactical genius. But some good passing. Finally stringing them together. A really nice turn from Nurakin. And that touch there to take him around that final defender was beautiful. And then sets up a simple tap in for our star man, Tammy Abraham. Finally, we're back on level pegging, and now we need to get on with it. Before we do that, Gallo's picked up a knock, which is not ideal. Maiolo's going to come on for him. Maturo is exhausted. Cittadini, no. Fontanils? No. Undo that. Not Fontanils. Cittadini can come on there. And, I mean, I can't even change Juna. I don't have anybody else who can make a difference. Actually, that's not true. Boom. Bullich can come on. Well, Zakia, whatever you want to call him. Anyway, he's on the pitch now. Unpause the game, DP. It works better. There's your one for today. Waiting for these changes to go through. There we go. Some fresh legs. Encourage the boys. Come on now. We're going back to an attacking instruction. Just to try and pile on some pressure. We've got to throw in. Daniliuc. Graziani. He's on a 6.8. He's doing fine as a midfielder. We just need him to get a bit more experience in that role. Oh, lovely goal from Kasea. The substitute comes on and has an immediate impact. He's been on the pitch for a couple of minutes. And that was a beautiful finish. Let's have another look at it. Maiolo, the youngster, Berg, over to Nurakim. Plays it in first time. Just one touch play there from Palermo. And our boys have turned this around, which is great to see. We're going to drop it back to positive and we're going to praise them. And then we're going to look to make some changes. Graziani can come off for Lopez. And we should have one more change. Nope, that's all of them. So no one else is getting a breather. You're done. Just got to hang on for a few more minutes. And we will have gotten the start to the Champions League campaign that we're looking for. We're in time added on. The clock expires. And that is a victory. We made hard work of it. Harder work than we should have. But a goal in the second half for Tammy Abraham. And a lovely finish from Kasea. 2 assists for Nurakim, by the way. New starting left-sided midfielder, potentially. And that is a result. Bit of a mixed bag today, but fantastic work from Nurakim. Very impressed with him. Kasea as well, scoring the winner. You should be delighted. And that'll do in terms of praise because I'm still a bit miffed at everybody else. Lovely stuff. That leaves us in 7th in the Champions League with 1 game played. And now we just need to figure out what we're going to do when we come back. £2.4 million for 1 victory. I love the Champions League. It is fantastic. And that was Maiolo's debut. He played a lot in pre-season, but that's his first match for us. And he did quite well getting involved. Love it. I get credited with the win by Mercandali for my team talk. I agree. I'm quite inspirational. And look at the money now. 58 million, £5 million made just in this episode. We are just raking in the cash at a rate of knots. And I'm absolutely here for it. And in terms of the next bit of action, we're not going to go too far ahead. I'm definitely not showing Inter. We had like 800 games against Inter last season, and they always spank us. So that's not a thing. Who cares? Let's have a look at Bayern Munich. FC Bayern will play next. Them and Atalanta, or Atalanta, however you want to say it. We've got some very easy games coming up too. Against Real Sociedad might be tough, St Etienne, Midtjylland, all sorts of craziness. But Bayern and Atalanta will be the teams we play next time because that will be a ton of fun. Speaking of next time, that's going to wrap it up here. So until next time, I shall see you next time. Say hi to your mum for me and be good. If you can't be good, don't get caught.